or so. Gaur Sundar Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple, and Govinda Dasi Mataji in Ohio, not Ohio, sorry, Hawaii. They were already discussing, they were studying and discussing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his pastimes and teachings, I think from TLC or other books, somehow or other. Then Prabhupada heard, and then Prabhupada said, okay, I will start writing. You all want to know more and hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so I will start writing. So that's how so Prabhupada has embarked on giving the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes to all of us. If you look at the preface of Gita, it is done in 1971 because original volume of Gita, which was written in India, which not elaborate like with word to word and everything. Then he has it again, and it was lost also. So later on, that it is a little later, 1971. Chaitanya Charitamrita in one sense also started much early on. So anyway, so preface, Prabhupada talks about many things. I'll share the screen 1 minute. Yeah, this one. First thing the Prabhupada is talking about is teachings of Lord Chaitanya is the same as teachings of Lord Krishna. And we'll conclude that as well with teachings of Prabhupada. You can mute all the everybody's line now, Prabhu. So that is the first paragraph, which means what Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita, and then immediately Prabhupada talks about surrender. Because what is the essential instruction? Look at Bhagavad Gita starting and ending, and then Bhagavatam begins, and then look at Chaitanya Charitamrita begins. It's very deep and confidential and very instructive. Bhagavad Gita ends with what? 2 verses. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva papebhyo aham tvam sarva papebhyo ma sucha. So surrender unto me and I will take care of everything else. Don't worry. And then manmana bhava madbhakto madhya jimam namaskuru mame vasya satyante pratijana priya. These are the 2 instructions in 18th chapter, 66, 67 or 67, 68. Last verses. This is where it is ending. Surrender unto me. Bhagavatam begins with this Bhagavat dharma, right? Dharma artha kama moksha is rejected. Sarva dharman parityajya is the one establishing. And then it starts, Bhagavatam starts from there. What is second verse? Dharma projita kaitavo atra paramo nirmatsa ranam satam vedhyam vastavam vastu vastavam tapatrayon murnam Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamarikrute kimva parairesu sadhyo hridya avaruddhyate tatra kritivi takshana. One who accepts, rejects all the dharma, the kama moksha, and takes Lord Krishna full shelter and Krishna prema Pumardhavan. So that is the main point. Rejecting dharma, the Chaturveda Purushartha, coming to the Pancham Purushartha, 5th dimension. Remember, the 4th dimension. Then immediately Krishna will be irrevocable fact of Lord Krishna is there, but he's not revealing. He's not obligated to respond, but he will start revealing, he will start responding, he will start reciprocating, he will directly take charge. That is the instruction from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Lord takes the direct charge of the pure devotee. Lord takes direct charge of the devotee who really want to follow and understand the Lord and Lord's representative. That is the point Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita. Directly takes for one who actually wants to follow him and his representatives. This is how Bhagavatam begins. From the Bhagavad Gita, that is the connection. Look at the Bhagavatam ending. What is the verse? Anybody knows? Namaru Prabhu, you remember the verse? Last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, 12th canto, 13th chapter.
Yatra Yogeshwara.
No, that is Bhagavad Gita.
Sorry, Prabhuji.
Nama Sankirtanamastya Sarva Papa Pranasanam Pranamo Dukkha Samnatan Namam Harim Param. That is the last verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. That is establishing the chanting of the holy name. That is the Prem Nam, Prem Dharma. Sadhya and Sadhana is the holy name. That is what Srimad Bhagavatam is giving. Last verse. Now, Now let us connect back to Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is the Chaitanya Charitamrita establishing? Bhagavad Gita Sarvadharma Parityajya Dharma Projita Kaitavo, rejecting the all other dharmas, coming to Prem Dharma, and then Sadhya Sadhana is the chanting of the holy name. Now Chaitanya Charitamrita established even further higher, even in the prema. So intense ecstasy, which is intensity of separation, that is being established in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the beginning verse. You look at the fourth, fifth, sixth. The internal reason, external reasons is being established. So it is talking about the intense separation, which is the what do you call that intense separation of the Supreme Lord, as the gopis are feeling. That is the highest. That is what Prabhupada is mentioning in the second paragraph or third paragraph here. Also establishing Srimad Bhagavatam as the essential truth, the highest pramana, and then is also this. And following the footsteps of gopis, that is the next pramana, which is in line. And then this is established with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That is the verse Prabhupada is establishing in the third verse. So that's why in the fourth verse, if you look at Sri Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami offering, that is the Paribhasa Sutra of Chaitanya Charitamrita. That verse everybody should know and remember. Anarpita Charim Charat Karunaya Avatirna Kalau. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specifically has come, descended to give the highest process and highest prema, highest level of ecstasy in prema, intensity of so devotion in separation. Sambhoga and Vipralamba. So Vipralamba Bhav. See the connection now? Everybody understand? From Bhagavad Gita, it goes foundational knowledge to the degree, and then from that next level, from Srimad Bhagavatam to the postgraduate studies, Chaitanya Charitamrita giving the highest level of ecstasy. 10th canto, of course, is Gopi Bhav has been described, but it doesn't elaborately describe. So that elaborate description of intense ecstasy of Vipralamba Bhav is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, through personally exhibiting that in Madhya Leela, all the way from Ratha Yatra pastimes, middle chapters. It goes on. Anta Leela is full of that. So this is what the connection. How it is postgraduate study is from this we can understand. So Anarpita Charim Charat Karunaya Avatirna Kalau Samarpayitam Unnatojjala. That's why it's Unnatojjala Rasam, not ordinary rasa. This is the highest rasa. Unnatojjala Rasam Swabhakti Sriyam, his own prema. Because he is coming as in the mood of Srimati Radharani, so and trying to relish. So Krishna himself is coming to understand how a devotee loves Krishna, what kind of devotion, what is that intensity. Sri Radhaya Pranava Mahima Kidriso Va. The sixth verse is giving that. So anyway, so Pranaya Avatirna Kalo Samarpaitam Unnata Vajjala Rasam Swa Bhakti Sriyam Hari Purata Sundara Dhyuti Kadamba Sandipda. That same Hari, Lord Hari, coming in a golden form, not blackish blue as Krishna. Hari Purata Sundara Dhyuti, golden form. Dhyuti Kadamba Sandipita Sada Hridaya Kandare Va Sachinandana. Is established, he is giving. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, I discussed a month ago. So is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is establishing. These are all conclusive truths. Chaitanya Charitamrita has to be repeatedly to be heard first, and then repeatedly to be read. Then only one can start to understand actually each and every verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It is very difficult subject. It's seeming to be easy, but actually we can't understand what does it mean, what is the lesson, what is the purport, what is the practical application. Maybe when you read the pastime in Madhya Leela, you may understand a little bit, but when you read Adi Leela, there are many times you can't get actually the real instruction, real understanding of what it is. Only when we hear a lot of times, a lot of reading, after that, then actually we'll understand the real essential truth, especially hearing from Sri Prabhupada. Prabhupada also give lectures on Madhya Leela. So some Adi Leela verses as well. Adi Leela first chapter, Prabhupada gave lectures as well. Please read those as well. So then we can start to make understanding of this. This is the highest truth is giving. So the three things Chaitanya Charitamrita, the first chapter is giving. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami offering benedictions. Nowhere you will find Krishna. May you always remember Krishna. May you attain Krishna Prema. These are the blessings throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita. You will see almost every chapter in the beginning or end or last. is always giving the benediction to the reader. So you will not find it any other. And it is also called Bhagavat Sammat Shastra, because it always goes by, if you look at the chapters, you will see that Bhagavatam verses are quoted, same verses of Bhagavatam. So of Sarvadharman Parityajya, Manmanavo, Madbhakto, because always, because references has to be given, the highest pramana has to be established. So immediately Bhagavatam verses are quoted, other references are quoted whenever we establish a point. So that's why it's called, it is non-different. It supports the Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavat Sammat Shastra, Chaitanya Charitamrita, because our Sampradaya may read and understand and accept, when others may question you, what is the Chaitanya Charitamrita? What is the basis? We don't accept it. Then we have to quote. Yeah, see the verses. Everywhere Bhagavatam is quoted. This is Bhagavatam. The point is made, reference is immediately given. So why you can't accept it? With evidences when it is proved. So that's how we have to study this book. Offering benedictions and offering obeisances and establishing the highest truth. These are the 3 points has been made in the chapter 1. Chapter 1, scrutinizingly study. It's not easy. First 17 verses are the key, laying out the ground for the whole Adi Leela. Rather, it's laying the groundwork for all the 3. Adi Leela, Madhya Leela, Anti Leela. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there for 48 years, 24 years before sannyas, 24 years is after. First 24 years is Adi Leela, last 24 years, first 6 years is Madhya Leela, and then remaining 8 years, 18 years is Anti Leela. In that also, the last 12 years is in Gambhira, completely detached from everything else. So, intense separation of Vipralambha Bhav, that is actually the really the Antalila. This is how divided. Now, the first point in the preface, let us look at the preface. Hope that is clear. No one has questions. If you have questions, you can ask, otherwise, we will just continue. Understand. So, Prabhupada is making the point, teachings of Lord Chaitanya is equal to teachings of Lord Krishna. In terms of Sarvadharma Parityajya, Mam Ekam Saranam Vraja. Verse, surrender unto me. Throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see that from Adi Leela all the way is established in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. In Chaitanya Bhagavat also, there are 10, almost 8 to 10 different books. In that prominent book is Chaitanya Charitamrita with philosophy combined with pastimes. Chaitanya Bhagavat gives by written by Vrindavan Das Thakur, gives more pastimes, less philosophy, and there are many other books. More of these, and in these 2 books specifically, as well in Chaitanya Charitamrita, is the excerpts from the diary of Swarup Damodar Goswami and Raghunath Das Goswami. They are the most intimate, and they are there as per Swarup Damodar Goswami is there, and Ramananda Rai, both of them are there with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they have written diaries, both of them. Swarup Damodar Goswami written briefly, Raghunath Das Goswami written much detail. So Krishnadas Gauras Goswami, spiritual master is Raghunath Das Goswami and Rupa Goswami directly. So he's taking those and writing those, giving those details here. He's a very confidential associate of Nityananda Prabhu, Krishnadas author, himself at 90 plus 99 years old, direct instruction. He has received from Sri Radha Madan Mohan. So by the deities, that's why you will see later on in this chapter, or no, not in this chapter, later on in Adi Leela, that deities themselves, nowhere else you'll find in any other sampradaya. The deities, the 3 deities of Sambandha, Adidev, Abhideya, and Prayojan, 3 deities, making anybody who's entering into sampradaya, following in the footsteps of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Parampara, making them Atmasat. Atmasat means one can attain the highest perfection, enter into this Vipralambha Bhav, Krishna Prema, highest stage. That means Atmasat, because making himself as the Lord and devotee is no difference. In Vrindavan, in Gokul, Golok, there is no difference between the Lord and the devotee. Lord jumps on devotee, cowed by jumps on Lord, carries or eats from the mouths, no difference. So that is that kind of Atmasat. Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govinda, Radha Gopinath. These 3 are making the Atmasat of any devotee who is following the parampara. This point is made by Prahlad Maharaj also. If you look at the verse 7, 9, 7th canto, chapter 9, verse number 28. Evam janam nipatitam prabhavahi kupe kama vikamam anuya prapatan prasangad krutva atmasat sararishina sanga katam visruje tava bhritya sevam. He's telling to Narsingadev, "Oh Lord, you have appeared because of my spiritual master. He has made me Atmasat. Krutva Atmasat Sura Rushina Sang." He has given his associate, given all the mercy. He made me Atmasat. That's why you have come here. So now how can I come with you, take your blessings and come with you? And I can't do that. I have to serve. Give me please bless me that Katam no Visruje Tabavritya Sevam. How can I give up the service to my spiritual master who made me Atmasat? So that is what Atmasat means. Few places it is mentioned. Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So that is what we will get. One, the reader of Chaitanya Charitamrita get the highest benedictions, provided we follow in the footsteps of the Acharya Parampara of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, six Goswamis, and Sri Prabhupada and our spiritual master. Then, so that's what surrender means. So here that is a point. Krishna's teaching is Sarvadharman Praja. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is exactly teaching the same thing. Throughout, you'll see that the famous verses of that Krishna Aradhana Krishna Sevana is telling Satyaraj Khan and Ramananda Vasu coming from Kulina Gram. Worship the Lord, associate with the devotees, serve the devotees, serve the Lord. Krishna Aradhana Krishna Sevana Vaishnava Sevana. So this is the highest. He's telling also Kurma Brahmana when he went to South India, also same point. So further you will see that Tate Krishna Bhaje Guru Sevan Maya Jala Chute Paye Krishna Charan. He's telling Sanatan Six, Sanatan Goswami, that when so you should worship Supreme Lord Krishna and also Guru first. Tate Bhaje Krishna Guru Sevan. Both simultaneously you should. Spiritual master and the Lord, both. Then Maya Jala Chute. Then you will be able to counteract this Maya influences. You can attain Krishna Prema. So whatever Krishna is teaching, exact verses if you want to understand, Sarvadharman Parachajya in 2-3 places you will see. He's telling, who is telling? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling Vishnu Priya and Lakshmi Priya. He's telling that surrender unto the Supreme, surrender unto me. To attain highest. Explicit verses are in 6th chapter Madhya Leela. And then he's telling the similar thing, Sarvadharma Parichajya to Sarvama Bhattacharya as well in his teachings. That is also in Madhya Leela. In 2-3 occasions, explicitly the same surrender has been talked about. In many other places also, but these are explicitly, you can see that. So in one sense, you can see that whatever Krishna is teaching in throughout Bhagavad Gita, Satatam Kirtayantomam, throughout Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Sankirtana Yajna is the primary, and he started inaugurated after he got initiated, not before. He got initiated by Iswarapuri Maharaj in Gaya. When he came back, that's when he started this, inaugurated the Sankirtana movement in Srivasangam. And then from that onwards, it's completely inundated with that intense ecstasy of chanting of the holy names throughout. Wherever he went, he preached that message. So that is what actually surrender is, taking shelter of Krishna, worshipping Krishna, thinking of becoming devotee, Mad Bhakto, becoming the devotee of Krishna, and Madhyaji, worship him, and offering obeisances to him, and think of him. So these are the 4 aspects which throughout Chaitanya, this is a specific instruction you will find. So that is, those goes hand in hand. Sarvadharman, surrender. When you surrender, what you are supposed to do? These 4 things. Immediate verse after the surrender. So, because first you should surrender unto the Lord, then you do. That's why do you take sankalpa otherwise. Before you did Kartik Vrat, you took sankalpa. Before you do the Yajna, you take sankalpa. Before you are supposed to chant the holy name in the morning, what you are supposed to do? Not pick up directly the beads. First you have to surrender. What that surrender means? It is called japa affirmations, which means you are supposed to chant Samsara Dava prayer, supposed to chant 6 Ashtakam prayers, take shelter of Tulsi Maharani, Guru, and chant 10 offenses. Then you pick up the beads and chant. So this is the surrender. First you are taking sankalpa that I want to chant attentively. You are resolving your purpose by taking shelter of Guru and Krishna and Tadiya, Tulsi Maharani. Then you pick up the beads. This is the process. So that is what is the actual surrender, because you are making it very favorable. Anukulyasya sankalpa and pratikulyasya vajja. To make the process favorable, to make the chanting favorable, to become attentive, you should take to these steps. This is what surrender means. First you surrender. That is called primary is surrender. Then you do the anything, chanting, hearing, all these things. If you don't do sankalpa, you don't do surrender, and then you directly do it, then you can't do attentively. It's not, it becomes, Lord is not the first priority. Lord is in the second priority. That means you do business, then if good things come, if extra money come, then you'll come and offer to Krishna. That is secondary. It's not primary bhakti. It is secondary, Gauna bhakti. It is not in the Krishna is in the prime, not in the primary focus. So that is Sarva Dharman Parichya or Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur and many acharyas gives Goptrut out of 6 things. Some of the acharyas give that first 2 lines are important. Anukula Sankalpa, Pratikula Sevajana. Anukula Sankalpa means accepting what is favorable. Every day, throughout our life, we have to see what job is favorable. If I take up this job, if I do this, if I do invest money here, if I do everything, you have to corroborate. Is it favorable to Krishna or is going to draw me away from Krishna? Then you have to make decisions on that. But most of the devotees doesn't make decisions on like that. They will do whatever they like. But in reality, this is how one has to make decisions. So anukulya sankalpa and the pratikulya vivarjana. What takes me away, whoever takes me away, then I have to be a little bit distance. Takes me away from Krishna consciousness, so then I have to be deal. Takes me away from the Acharya's principles. I have to be distance. This has to be understood. These two are the primary principles. Then Raksha Isyati Viswaso Goptrutya Varanam Tada. Some of the Acharyas, Viswanath Chakravarti Thakur has put Goptrutya Varanam, because what does it mean? Third thing, it says protection. Raksha Isyati. Krishna is the only protector, not demigod, not somebody else. Krishna is the only protector and Krishna is represented. And fourth point is telling, this is the primary point, maintain. Krishna is the only maintainer. So every day we think, we take so much faith that Krishna is the one who's maintaining me. So I should depend utterly on him, only, alone. Because that Krishna is making that point clearly, isn't it? That's why we told that Krishna directly takes charge of his devotee, not anybody else. He's not taking charge of others. That is a demigod, somebody else. Devotees, he personally takes charge. Ananya Chintayanto 9.22 Bhagavad Gita. Ananya Chintayanto Amam Ye Jana Paripasde Tesham Nityaviyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vaham. I take charge. Whatever they lack, I provide. Whatever they don't need, I take it away. Directly, Krishna is making this point in most confidential knowledge. Many verses are there like this. This is directly to the devotee. Isn't it? This is how Chaitanya Charitamrita is establishing these truths. That also we were mentioning yesterday, that there is a Bhagavata, there is the opulence part of it, there is a Madhurya part of it. When it comes to the opulent part, Lord is independent. He's not, no one can control him. No one can conquer him. But when it comes to Shyamsundar, Brajendra, Krishna, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then it comes to the Madhurya Ras, Vipralamba Bhav, Sambhog, both, especially Vipralamba Bhav, the highest. There, he's not independent. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, have you seen independently, separately, individually, alone? You will never see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu alone. He is always with his devotees. At least 2 devotees, 1 or 2 devotees. He is never alone. He is always being controlled. Whenever he is going, he is asking permission. Can I go? When he was going to Vrindavan, South India Yatra, they didn't allow him. He had to extend his period. So when he is going to Vrindavan or South India Yatra, many times. Because he's always being controlled by his devotees. Aham bhakta paradino aswatantra hi jana sadhuvir grasta hudayam bhaktair bhakta janapriya. This is what is making the point. Krishna is telling Durvasa Muni, I am not independent. You think I am independent? No. I am being controlled by my pure devotees. Go back to him, to Ambarish Maharaj. So this is the point. Especially when it comes to the opulent part of it, yes, he is independent. He cannot be controlled by anyone. But when it comes to Gokul Vrindavan, see the Nanda and Yashoda cohort boys, gopis, Krishna is independent there? No, he is always controlled by these devotees. Fully controlled by these. But when it comes to Dwaraka and Mathura, he is not so much. So there is a little bit different because Aishwarya is there. When it comes to Madhuri, he is completely, fully controlled by his devotees. So this is a little difference. So Paratantra. This is Swatantra, there is Paratantra. This is Bhagavata, there is Madhurya. This is Aishwaryamayi, this is Madhuramayi. Difference is there. So that's it. This is postgraduate study, Chaitanya Charitamrita. So this surrender, the Gopta, one depends. Those pure devotees, Madhuramayi devotees in Vrindavan especially, they are utterly dependent on Krishna. They don't want anything else. They don't even want Lord Narayan. They don't want even Dwaraka Krishna, Mathura Krishna. They want only Shyamasundar, Brajendranath Krishna only, no other personality. So that is utterly dependent on them. Every one of them, cows, covered boys, even rivers, mountains, you name it, all the living entities, everyone is fully conscious of Krishna. They're eagerly waiting every day, morning, every evening, whenever Krishna is going. They're waiting for his glance, for his, seeing his transcendental form, his mercy, his glance. We have to be such, we have to develop that eagerness to see Krishna, to be in front of Krishna, not we giving, taking the others, but the Lord also wants to see us. That's why we have to be there. So we cannot miss it. So this is the intensity we have to develop. This is what actually surrender means. I am maintained by my beloved Lord Krishna. This should be there in our heart. When that is there, then we are bound by the love. Then I want to feed him, I want to dress him, I want to serve him, I want to serve his devotees. You'll be in fired up, always fired up. He just can't relax. There is no relaxation. Have you seen any relaxation in Prabhupada's life? No, you can't find it because he's running with fire. He just cannot sit till his last breath. Is preaching. He's a soldier, warrior. He left on the battlefield. So this is the mood of the devotee who's maintained by Krishna. So that's a, and Krishna also does that. He cannot sit alone either. He's also like that because he's maintained by his devotees. Devotees are maintained by Krishna. Krishna is maintained by his devotees, loving devotees. So he's always trying to serve the devotees. Devotees are always trying to serve Krishna. See, this is a loving reciprocation. This is what actually real surrender means. You will find in Vrindavan especially, more than even Dwaraka and Mathura. They will do anything. They will ready to go to hell. They will ready to do anything. You will break my heart. You throw me out. Whatever you may do, put me in hell. Doesn't matter. I'm going to Yugayatam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravru Sunyayatam Jagat Sarvam. Without you, there is nothing in this world. Sunyayatam Jagat Sarvam. Govinda Virahena. This is the intent. This is what Chaitanya Charitamrita is giving. So that is the point is being made. The 6 steps of surrender. In the first paragraph, further it goes. That's why it's not different. Krishna's teaching is equal to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching, equal to Prabhupada's teaching. Prabhupada is telling the same thing repeatedly. The primary, foremost instruction Prabhupada is giving: chant the holy name 16 round minimum, regularly, every day, consistently, early in the morning as much as possible. And here the Lord's pastime regularly, morning and evening. And read my books, transcendental literature. This is Bhaktivedanta purports. These 3 are the primary, and then distributing the books, serve the devotees, serve the Lord, worship the deities. So these are other things goes with it, especially for grihasthas. Deity worship is also very much included, and service also included to enhance our chanting, enhance our hearing, enhance our reading. So these are the primary instructions, which is Krishna's instruction throughout Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada is repeating. So that's why there is no difference between Krishna to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Prabhupada's teachings. Same thing, just is represent connecting pipe, connecting rod, connecting pipe. What it will bring the water flow. It is not adding or subtracting. So that's what the spiritual master do. Transparent via media. Just has to repeat the message, whatever the previous acharya is giving. So that is the point which in the second paragraph as well is been made in terms of the 3 aspects of the absolute truth, which is Brahmana effulgence, and then the Paramatma feature, and then the Supreme Absolute to the 3rd level, Bhagavan. And so using the sun rays, sun globe, sun planet, sun globe, and then personality of sun god Vivaswan. So that is explained in the second paragraph. How the Mayavadi philosophers and so many isms are there, which just draws away from Krishna. Krishna says one thing, and then these all other philosophers, all other commenters saying, no, it is not to Krishna, it is to Krishna, something within Krishna. There is no difference. Within and without. For us, yes, there is a body, gross body, subtle body, then is a soul. But for Krishna, everything is transcendental. There is no gross body, there is no subtle. Everything is transcendental. His body is everything top to bottom, head to toe. Everything is transcendental only. There is nothing material of Lord's form. That's why when it says Nirakar means it doesn't have material form. Niranjanaya vidmahe nirabhasaya dhimahi tanno Srinivasa prachodayate. They're all selling the same thing. Niranjana, Nira was always Nira is used because it doesn't have any material modes. It's not under 3 modes. It doesn't have any material body. So his transcendental body, transcendental form, everything is transcendental. He can do anything with any of his parts. With his toenails, he can kill Hiranyakashipu. He can eat with toenails. He can eat with his eyes. Angani yasa sakalendra vritti. He can do anything. He's omniscient, omnipotent. So that is the aspect Prabhupada is making the point in the second paragraph. Third point Prabhupada is making that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving the highest pramana is Srimad by establishing the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna is the highest, and then that is through the Srimad Bhagavatam. So what is the verse? So that is the famous verse. Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanaya. Aradhyo Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanaya. Not Dwaraka, not Mudra. Vrajesha Tanaya. Nanda and Yashoda. Taddham Sri Vrindavanam. Highest is Brajendra Shyamsundar Krishna. Then followed by, that is where he is residing in Taddham Sri Vrindavanam. Vrindavan Dham. Ramya, then who's doing that? Because you have to give all the sequence he is giving. Ramya Kachad Upasana Vrajavadu Vargenaya. So that is done by the highest level is by gopis. Upasana is worship. Upasana Vrajavadu Vargenaya Kalpita. Whether Srimad Bhagavatam, who is established Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam. This is the highest, topmost, pure Purana. Prema Pumardam, giving Krishna Prema highest. Sri Chaitanya, whose words are these? This is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatra Adaram Napara. There is no superior higher truth than this. Because directly Krishna, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making this point. So that is what Prabhupada is making in the third paragraph. You can read yourself. So I am just giving the essential point what Prabhupada is telling one by one. We'll come to the now. Now is coming to the Kapila Siksha. No problem. So here now Prabhupada is making the point from Srimad Bhagavatam. Kapila Siksha. Bhagavad Gita also. Bhagavad Gita Krishna is telling, that is Prabhupada is quoting somewhere, I think, here only. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita here. Second chapter we'll see Bhagavad Gita. Esha Abhihata Sankhye Bhakti Yogam Imam Srunu. So 2.39 onwards. So because first thing is telling Sankhya Yoga. There Sankhya Yoga means Bhagavad Gita, just the difference between the body and soul. That only. Very brief. When it comes to Canto 3 Kapila Siksha, it is much elaborate from almost 10, 15 chapters. 10 chapters are above. So prominent chapter of Kapila Siksha from Canto 3 is establishing, that is what Prabhupada is talking, almost 2-3 paragraphs here. Establishing Sankhya philosophy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is same as the Canto 3 of Srimad Bhagavatam Sankhya philosophy. Because Sankhya philosophy, what is the essence? So that's why we have to hear and read, scrutinizingly read. Then only you can understand. Otherwise, it is very difficult to come to the conclusions. So Canto 3, if you look at the verse, out of 10 chapters, the conclusions are there in the 25th chapter. Pure devotion service. That is the title, 25th chapter of Kapila Siksha. In that first 4 or 5 verses are there from, I think, 25, 26 to 30. Famous verses. There is the conclusions are given. That is the conclusion of Srimad Bhagavatam as well, you can say. As Prahlad Maharaj's teachings of 7.22 to 23, Savanam Kirtan, 9 limbs. So that's you will see in the, I think, in preface of Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see Prahlad Maharaj's statement. Because what is Bhagavatam giving? Bhagavad Dharma. Charitamrita, what is giving? Bhagavad Dharma. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Dharma. That is the first verse. What is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita? Dharma Kshetre Purvi. What is that Dharma Kshetra? Dharma. Unwanted plants will be taken away. Prabhupada is writing in the purport. What does it mean? All other worldly things, everything will be taken. The highest truth will be established. So that is Pandavas are following Bhagavad Dharma. So that's in Prabhupada's preface of Srimad Bhagavatam, you will see that. Kaumaram Achre Pragno Dharman Bhagavataniha Tadapi Adruvam Aktadam Api Loke. There Prabhupada is established. So that's it, because Prahlad Maharaj Charita and Sankhya Yoga, Kapila Siksha is very important teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. Establishing the same thing, same essential truth of Bhagavad Dharma, which is pure devotion service. So that's it, that chapter is the essence of all the 10 chapters or 8 chapters Kapila is giving, Lord Kapila is giving to Mother Devotee. There the prominent verses are talking about taking the association. Sangha Vivarjita, there is 28th verse. Or so, where he's talking about exact verse of Bhagavad Gita 15.5. Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha. Whatever point is made in fifth verse of 15th chapter for surrender, weakness in the heart, exact same point is made in Kapila Siksha. If you read in 3rd canto, 25th chapter, I think 28th verse. So the other verse is Satam Prasangat Mama Virya Samvido Bhavanti Hrit Kanna Rasayanam. One must hear in the association of devotees regularly, attentively. Then automatically he can cross over this birth, death, old age. This is pavarga. Apavarga Vartamana Shraddha Bhakti Ratir Anukramisati. It is a gradual step by step progress. Ado Shraddha to Krishna Prema. It is a step by step progress. It's not a, in immediately overnight you can't come to Krishna Prema. So that's why, Prabhu, how can I go back home, back to God? How can I attain Krishna Prema? It is not a magic. It's a process. So, but we have to question ourselves: are we following what Prabhupada is doing? Prabhupada is writing everywhere throughout. What is the essential principles? Are we following Prabhupada's principles? Are we chanting attentively every day? Are we in the association? So are we taking Srimad Bhagavatam class in the morning? Are we doing reading Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam every day? First, we have to address those points. When the Guru Anugatya is not there, when Prabhupada Anugatya is not, when Parampara Anugatya is not there, then no question of attaining anything. When the Anugatya of the Prabhupada and Parampara and Guru is there, then you can actually attain something. If that is not there, you can't attain. You are entering into a company, you have no loyalty. How long can you be there in the company? You can't stay much longer because you don't follow your manager. Can you be there? You can't be there much longer. This is the reality. Same thing here also. When you come to the transcendental process of devotion service, whatever Acharya is giving, Acharya knows exactly what you are supposed to do, what conditional soul can do. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected. Varnashrama, reject. This is actional. Aage kaho aar. This is Bahya. He's telling Ramananda Rai. Because who will follow Varnashrama today's world? Everybody is coming from different background. So much sinful actors, so many things in Kali Yuga. No one can follow it. Tell me more. When he come to, okay, doesn't matter what position, where he is coming, whatever simple background. Sthane Sudhigatam Tanuvan Manovir. Doesn't matter. But just use your body, mind, and senses in the service of the Lord. Okay, now it makes sense. You speak more. That's where he started. Gnane, Prayas, Odapasya, you give up all your mental speculation, you start follow. You start engaging in the service of the Lord. Doesn't matter. Forget about what you have done in the past. Now just use your body, use your mind, use your senses. That's all. If you do that, then you can attain. So, because that is the conditional nature. So, but at least we have to follow. We have to accept taking shelter. That's why parampara anugatya has to be there. That means loyalty has to be there. When you come to the this Bhagavad Sampradaya, Bhagavad Vidhi, as Prahlad was teaching to his school, demoniac school children. Same thing Prabhupada is teaching to all of us. We have to have loyalty to Prabhupada, not just Jai Prabhupada, but what the Prabhupada is giving every day. How am I following? How can I follow it? How can I make my process so consistent every day? Okay, only half an hour I can spend. Okay, in half an hour, let me chant one round. Let me hear for 10 minutes. Let me read 10 minutes. Something we have to devise, and every day we have to do consistently, and then gradually increase it. If you follow Prabhupada's principle, then you can attain. If you don't follow it, then you can't attain it. It is as simple as that. Since because we don't follow it, then so always we are struggling. We are always in anxiety. We're always we want immediately everything immediate result. So in anywhere you can get immediate result. Is it on a job or in a business you're getting? Is it a lottery? No, it is not a lottery. It's a process. Prabhupada said for one who is very serious, 20 years it takes. One lifetime, we very, very serious. If it is serious, then 3 lifetimes. If it is not serious enough, then many lifetimes. So it depends, what the soul decides. Free will is there, independence is there. It's up to the each individual soul. Guru cannot force. Acharya cannot force. Acharya can only give principles. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also cannot do. So that's why we have to take shelter. Every day we have to pray to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, give me the strength, give me the strength. And the Parampara Acharyas. We have to pray and sincerely we have to try to follow it as much as possible. Then only. Without following, you question 100 questions, then it has not much use. First follow it, then it has a use. So that's why Prabhupada told repeatedly, if you look at Nectar of Devotion, don't ask me hundreds of questions. You read it 100 times before you come to me. This is why Prabhupada made this point. So this is the reason. Because one has to scrutinizing why Prabhupada had to spend the whole night and day without sleep to write these books. For whose purpose has he written? for our purpose only. So that's why we have to spend time in reading. Then only you can understand these points. That is Chaitanya Charitamrita is postgraduate study. We have to understand these things. In the association of devotees, that also. Self-reading, but we have to come to the association to understand. Otherwise, it cannot be revealed. These things cannot be. That's a parampara anugatya. Anugatya means following in the footsteps. It is not imitation. You can't imitate somebody who is advanced devotee, and ordinary devotee cannot imitate the advanced devotees things. You may do 24 hours like Haridas Thakur chanting hundreds of rounds. If you try to imitate it, you will completely create a great chaos. So we have to see our position. That's why we have to be under the guidance of advanced devotee and follow what is beneficial. What can I do? What can I do? How can I mold my life? How to balance my life? These things has to be considered under the guidance of a devotee. One who follows just by himself, then by himself or herself, they won't be able to progress in devotions. However, they may jump up and down. Nothing much is going to happen. So that's how it has to be under the guidance. Prabhupada's writing, if you read the Prabhupada books, you'll know. You'll see this line. Under the guidance of bona fides, under the guidance of advanced, under the guidance of sadhu, guru. Why Prabhupada is writing? For this purpose only. Because he has seen when he was there itself, devotees are going to Babaji, who will give me Krishna Prema? How can I go back home, back to God immediately? There's something higher, somebody else is giving. Yeah, so this is not a magic. So the process has to be followed strictly. So Kapila is that's very strictly describing the Satam Prasangat. You have to hear in the association of devotees. And then he tells immediately next verse, the Prasangam Ajaram Pasam Atmano Kavayo Vidu Saiva Sadhu Moksha Dvaram Apavratam. They're also telling the same thing. This Prasangam Ajaram, this your old age is coming, your body is changing, cells are changing, you have wrinkles on your face, you try to cover it as beautify as much as possible. But actually, your proclivities, the interest in the heart, in the mind, in the senses, you can't cover that. Because those doesn't go away. Old age comes still, that is there. That's why you become more agitated. You can't stand in one place. You're always shouting others, you're angry. All these things are because when the lust is not satisfied, it comes out as a puja pratishtha. It comes out in anger. They are not satisfied. They are not happy. They are not content. All this comes stemming from there only. When the lust is not satisfied, it is stemming from there. So that's why one has to practice it properly. Then only. Otherwise, more we become old. If you don't practice it now, more we become old. It's even more dangerous. More suffering. So Prasangam Ajaram Pasam Atmanayo Kavayo Saiva Sadhu Sukrutu. We have to take shelter of devotees when we are young. It's not at old age. Our parents tell, you go to temple, fine, but don't take seriously, very seriously. Get married and, get job and all those things, No one wants you to practice pure devotion. No one wants. And that is always the case. Your wife wants, husband doesn't want. Or you both are there, but the children doesn't want you. So something or there is always an obstacle. Or you are doing it, and your neighbor doesn't want, your cousins, your family member doesn't want you to practice. This is always the case. In Kali Yuga, you can't expect much. Don't expect that everything will be rosy. Even when you come to temple also, don't expect that everybody will support you and everybody will make you nicely chant and dance. Don't expect that because Maya is always there. So it captures the living entity. If one is not very serious, everywhere you can find the same Maya. So you have to be very serious. You have to seriously understand this process. Then wherever you are doesn't matter. It will not agitate you. You will be always follow the principles of Acharya. So that is the principle. That's why the association of the advanced devotee is very key. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stressed. Throughout Kapila Siksha, and especially 25th chapter is stressed very much. So pure devotion service means that is the only way you can get. Otherwise, you can't get this pure devotion in any other form or shape. Because first we have to have a devotion. No? If one has a devotion, he can give it to others. If he doesn't have to, how you can get it? It is not possible. So that is the point Prabhupada is making in the almost 2-3 paragraphs of Kapila Siksha, describing that meditation transcendental form, Savai Mana Krishna Padaravindayor, Ambaresh Maharaj statements. Through Kapila Siksha, that is what it is. Through the hearing, through the chanting, through the absorbed darshan. So then naturally, so one can actually attain supreme. And Prabhupada is quoting the Bhagavad Gita verse of 2.39 Sankhya Yoga. Is explaining that only. in great detail about Sankhya, what is Sankhya Yoga means, how to mold, how to dovetail the senses in terms of prasadam, in terms of chanting, in terms of dancing, so various aspects of it. And he's quoting the sixth chapter, last verse, 47th verse. Yoginam observesham madgate antratma Shraddhavan bhajitayam tame yukta. That is the topmost yogi, one who is always thinking of me. How can I think? So if you are in the association of these devotees, sadhu sukrutu, so snigdha, one is very much fixed up, then you will also get the fire, same fire. Because we are iron, they are so they are the fire. So when the iron is in fire, then it very soon, to the degree it is very in closely contact with fire, then it becomes as good as fire. It's no more iron, no more impurities left. That is the same thing. If you're constantly in association, this weekend we have Iswal Rompal Swami Maharaj coming. They will constantly take the association of sadhus who are coming regularly, giving their association, giving their time, valuable time. Then naturally we can become slowly, gradually become also as good as the sadhus. We will become also as fiery devotees. That's it. Nothing much rocket science it is. The Prabhupada is further even elaborating in the next paragraphs as well. Eight principles of Sankhya Yoga, which is nothing but Ashtanga Yoga, that Yama, Nima, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar. As well, Pratyahar is important, withdrawing the senses. But artificially, you try to withdraw, it doesn't help. You can't do it because first you have to purify the senses. So, this is the point Parikshit Maharaj raised to Sukadeva Goswami. And Sukadeva Goswami also is testing the disciple. That's why we don't think that you will not be tested. We all will be tested every day pretty much. And we fail. Failure is good, but we have to realize that how did I fail? We learn those lessons, and next time we should not try to repeat the same thing. If we go on repeating, we may be out of bhakti very soon too. Krishna will not give choices whole life. If you are not serious enough, you may not get vijay. Especially if you are initiated devotee, you better be serious. If not, then you may be out of bhakti very soon. Because if you start making offenses and continue on, you think you take it for granted, not follow anything, then that also will happen. So one has to be serious, especially if one is initiated devotee. Be in the association always. At least you will be protected. If not, that's what also will happen. Mm. And so that is the point is also being made. Withdrawing the sense from sense objects. That's why if you are in association, you can withdraw naturally because power will be there, protection will be there. So especially when nice Sankirtan is going, you can think of all worldly things. Mind will not agitate at that time. When that is not there, then naturally mind will tell you, hey, you have to do this, you have to go here, you have to go there, take care of this, that, so many things. But if you are nicely absorbed in darshan or kirtan or chanting, then naturally nothing else will come to the mind. Mind is so peaceful, mind is so absorbed. So that many people come to temple to just to be peaceful. Forget about anything else, just to be peaceful. So if your situation is such that it's not peaceful situation, you come to temple and chant, and nobody is there. Most of the day, weekdays, no one is there hardly. You come and sit there and chant in front of the Lord. So then these are the best ways to do. So whatever helps to chant attentively, hear attentively, read Prabhupada's books, you make it happen. Sit in the car and do it, or sit in the temple and do it. Whatever works. You have to see each person is different, each situation is different, everybody is in different situations. So you have to see what works for one person doesn't work in the same way for other person. And that's why you need the guidance of advanced devotee. You have to work and see how to so balance this Krishna conscious life. So that withdrawing the senses and dhyana, dharana, samadhi, then naturally samadhi will come. But dhyana, dharana, so before that is the yama, nima, asana, pranayam, pratyahar. Pratyahar onwards is very important. When pratyahar happens, then you are progressing very fast. That is why the another murti and nishta. When you come to nishta, you can progress much faster. Big block from bhajana kriya, from initiation to nishta, it's a big block, big gap. Many lifetimes you can take. If one is very serious, then you can cross over Anardhanurti and enter into nishta. If not, it is very difficult. Nishta means every day you are chanting, waking up and chanting, weekday or weekend or Thanksgiving or Christmas or doesn't matter. India or UK or Russia doesn't matter where you are. Every day you are chanting, no matter where you are. This is what Nishta means. Every day you are chanting in the morning. Means you're following religiously, consistently, day after day, week after week. This is what Nishta means. You will be fixed up. You will not be agitated, attracted with all the things what goes on around you. So this is what Nishta means. To come, it is not easy. We have to realize where we are. Where am I standing? Initiation has happened many years ago or a year ago. At that time, I was very enthusiastic. How come I'm not enthusiastic today? Now? So something, that means something wrong. What am I doing wrong? You have to reflect back. So that's a, or Nectar of Devotion is giving the essential principle in the eighth verse, Upadeshamrita, Essence Paribhas Sutra, eighth verse. What is it telling? Smarana, Smaranavastha. Smarana, Sravana to Varana, Varana to Smarana, Smarana, Smaranavastha, Sampati, Samadhi. These are various stages. What does this Smarana gives? Meditation, contemplation, absorption, recollection. Five things are mentioned. How will you do that? Uh, Hardly any devotee does that. Because they have read the verse, but they don't practice it. So that is the problem. You have to practice it. When you read a verse, you have to bring it. You have to contemplate on it. You have to reflect. What has been my practice last 1 month, last 1 year? Kartik is over. Let me reflect. What has been done? So now how to fix it? So that's why this contemplation has to be there. Meditation, absorption, recollection. Whatever you're reading, one, two, or don't read so many verses. I finished all 12 cantos. This is my third time reading. That's not, parrot reading is not going to help. You have to read scrutinizing. Okay, first time you read like that. Now start reading deeply. So study scrutinizingly. It's not, we are not here to become great scholars. We are not here to become great devotees. We are here to become a pure servant of pure devotee. That's what we are here for, not for something else. So that means we have to scrutinizingly read and understand what my pure devotee wants, what the Guru wants, what Prabhupada wants. That can only be revealed if you scrutinizingly read it. He will reveal it to us in our heart. He will reveal it to us, our Swarupa, our Rasa, everything he will reveal it to us. He is there. He is there to guide. Prabhupada is there to guide. He is there to guide. But we have to scrutinizingly read. When we attentively do that, then Prabhupada will guide. So everything will guide. He is there till our last, when we are ready to go back home, back at the final hour, he will be there, waiting. If we are attentive enough, we have surrendered fully, he will be there to take us back home, back to God. That is his assurance. 70% you become fixed, you surrender 70%, at least you come to fix up, then I will take care of the rest of 30%. But we are not there even to 70%. That is the problem. So that we have to fix. So that's why withdrawing the senses from sense objects is very important. And then further, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching the before accepting, now Prabhupada is telling this Viswambar. Viswambar means is maintainer. Goptrutva Varanam Tada means maintainer. Atmanikshepana Karpanya means you follow the whatever Krishna's desire is, you follow according to his desire. Karpanya means humble, humility and meekness is the humility. But out of those six aspects of surrender, the Goptrutva Varanam Tada is very important, is maintained. I am maintained by my Krishna and my Krishna's devotee, spiritual master. Guru is always there watching. I'm not waking up, oh, and he's noting down. My guru is watching. So I'm not doing correctly. Let me try to do tomorrow onward, let me fix it. So we have to think that guru is watching, Prabhupada is watching. Why am I not doing? I've given promise. I'm not able to do. So let me fix up. If we fail, it's okay, but we have to realize the mistake. We have to try to fix it up. So if you do that, then he will give the strength, he will give the intelligence, everything. That is the process. So that is why we have to take shelter. Viswambar is the maintainer. Bhojana achadana kurvanti Vishwambar kadanu pasyate. So Vishwambar means the maintainer. He is already giving all the maintenance of eating, sleeping, mating, depending all the facilities. But that is not actually the real mercy. Real mercy means attaining Krishna Prema. Maintaining any is done anyway. For even animals also, Lord is maintaining. Even Africa and in jungles also is maintaining the elephants, every living entity. So what is the big deal of maintaining the human beings? So that is not the actual Viswambar means. Actually, he wants us to be back home, back to Godhead, to come to the pure devotion. That is why he's come, specifically has come to give us that Krishna Prema. So we have to align with him through the Parampara Acharya. So that's what he's teaching here, as Viswambara's teaching through the Bhagavad Gita, following his teachings, how we can perfect it. In the last few paragraphs, that is what has been instructed pretty much. So with that, we'll stop here. Already 8:04. That is the essence of. So, Hari Om Tat Sat. Any questions, corrections, comments? Okay. Panchakalpatarubbhasya कृपासिन्धुभ्यो च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। वैष्णव गोपाल की जय। श्री
Jai,
कृष्ण संप्रभु।
Jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu.
No one questions. I'll stop here. I have to go. I have another next class. Okay. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Mandapur. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. Basically explaining the preface. So, anybody else has any other comments, any other questions or concerns? Anything would like to add? Okay. So, thank you so much. Then we'll conclude today's session. So, as a short notice, tomorrow is the retreat. Holiness Swapan Swami Maharaj is starting retreat at our temple. So, starting at 6:30. The 7 excellence of chanting of the holy name. Quite powerful, and try to listen, try to attend personally at the temple. So thank you. And also Saturday and Sunday, more days, is pretty much all day on Saturday, starting at Mangalarati, then 7:45. It's till 7 p.m. almost, or 8 p.m. almost. Sunday is chanting, 64 rounds of chanting. Please try to attend, participate, and then that'd be wonderful. And it will be very helpful for all of us to improve our chanting. It's very important. Many devotees are struggling for that. So thank you. Anything else? Anybody before we conclude? Okay, so let's pray together. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhevacha adidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Dharaj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananda Koti.
Jai.
Guru Premanandi. Hari Hari.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hare
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.